Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into the one, the only Old Forester 100 proof rye whiskey. The rye whiskey that got me into rye whiskey. Today, we are talking about the one, the only Old Forester 100 proof rye, a budget rye whiskey. This is an odd rye whiskey, as in the mash bill's a little different compared to most other mash bills. It is 65% rye, 20% malted barley, and 15% corn. So there's actually more barley in this than there is corn, which is abnormal for a rye whiskey. This is Old Forester's first offering of something other than a bourbon ever. This is the first time they've changed their mash bill, which I think is fantastic to go into a rye instead of like create a different bourbon or really like follow the wheated bourbon grays. I think it's fantastic to create a rye that's a unique rye because there's more malted barley than corn. But that's just me. It is $25-ish, 100 proof, and it's a rye whiskey. Before we get into this review, I must say I am kind of an Old Forester fanboy. Just a little bit. I'm a really big fan of most Old Forester products. I'm a pretty big fan of this product, so take this review as you will. I'm going to try to be 100% authentic and honest, but I do acknowledge I am a fanboy, so take that as you will. Might not be 100% like against them or for them or whatever. But let's get into this nose. Ooh, super sweet. Like a green unripe banana. Some caramel vanillas. A slight like hay note. There's a weird like malted milkshake note on the nose. A little bit of like a cherry and some slight oakiness. The most dominant notes I'm getting on this are definitely that like unripened banana, that cherry, the vanilla caramel sweetness, slight oakiness, and that malted milkshake note. And that might just be from the barley, who knows, but like there's a slight maltiness on it. Like if you've ever had like chocolate malt balls or something like that, it's exactly like those are if you remove the chocolate. I'm getting a slight like chocolate covered cherry on there. Overall, really fantastic nose. It's very inviting. It's sweet, not very spicy at all, and which is weird for a rye. Like this does not taste like a typical rye flavor profile on the nose, but again, it is a different mash bill, so we're gonna see a little bit different stuff here. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. An explosion of that like unripened banana, caramel vanilla sweetness, a slight hint black pepper, and then it finishes into just that like unripened banana black pepper and a slight little bit of like oakiness. I'm getting some cherry, a slight graham cracker note, some vanillas, some nutty oakiness on the end there. Whew, very, very interesting. It's that cherry, unripened green banana, because it definitely has that like slightly like Old Forester banana note, but it's like an unripe version of it. It's like the green bananas where it's just like that needs to sit in a brown bag for a few more days before anyone can even touch it. And that's exactly what it tastes like. And then a little bit of like some cherry cordials, like the cherries, like maraschino cherries covered in chocolate. A little bit of like caramel vanillas, some black pepper. That's like the only rye note that I'm really getting is that black pepper. This reminds me so much of a darker, denser, like black pepper version of the Old Forester bourbon, which is weird because the mash bills are like wildly different, but like I'm getting like almost all the same notes, but it's like a slight hint, like not slight, but there's like a bunch of black pepper on this. Let's go ahead and go for one more sip. Ooh, on that last sip, I'm getting a lot of like caramels, cherries, and cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon going on in there. Still that black pepper, a little bit of like a lemony citrus as well. Very, very interesting. honestly, I really like this rye. It's an abnormal rye. It doesn't follow the same typical rye flavor profile, but it is also significantly cheaper than most ryes. Most ryes, usually if you're going to get this quality of a rye, you're going to have to pay $30, $35, where this is $20 to $25. I personally can get this for $20 up here. I know some people get it for like $25, $30 in their area. It's just kind of depending on what your market is. My market, $20. So at $20, this is an A+. It's fantastic. It's not a typical rye. Like, there's no super herbaceous notes, no minty notes. The most like rye-esque notes you're gonna get on this is that cinnamon and black pepper. But overall, as a whiskey, it's phenomenal. If you're looking for a typical rye, this is not your rye. If you're looking for a great whiskey, this is your rye whiskey. This is a rye whiskey that I think can convert a bourbon drinker into being interested in a rye or being rye curious. This is a rye whiskey. This is the first rye whiskey I bought. I honestly think this is probably the best $20 you can spend in the world of whiskey, at least in my area. I know prices change everywhere, but this is a fantastic, fantastic rye whiskey. It's abnormal. You're not going to get a super rye whiskey rye from this, but you do get a little bit of citrus, some black pepper, some baking spices. So overall, fantastic whiskey. That's going to be a wrap for this video though. Do yourself a favor. Buy this bottle. Go pick one of these up. Also, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought about this video. Let us know what you guys thought about my rating. I know, again, I'm a fanboy, so just take that as you will. I absolutely love Old Forester products, and I love this bottle. This is probably their best budget bottle out there, and I think it's fantastic. Also, check out the Facebook, our Instagram, and the Patreon. The link for that is down there below. We appreciate you all so much for all your support. That's our wrap for this video. Cheers. We'll see you later.